Hello and welcome to Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trials and Tribulations. Last week, we finished up Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Justice for All, and before that we played Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. And today, we are going to be starting up the third and final game in the Phoenix Wright trilogy. The Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney trilogy. I have played through the first two games, and now we only have the third one left to go, and I did a little bit of research, and I figured out that they didn't intend to make this a trilogy, but when they made the second game, they absolutely intended to make a third game, which makes sense, because there were a few loose threads at the end of the second game that they didn't fully tie up. They had the Edgeworth and Francisco with the fourth clue, they had, they left a little thing about Pearl and Morgan Fey, so that's probably going to come into place in some way in this game. There's a lot of things that they didn't fully wrap up at the end of the last game that I'm guessing they're going to, you know, bring into full fruition here in the final game of the trilogy, Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trials and Tribulations. I am so beyond excited to start this up, so let's do it. Starting up with episode 1, Turnabout Memories. Okay, let's begin. How did I get into this mess? Why did I do that? That girl, you shouldn't see her anymore. Hey, it's none of your business. I'm telling you for your sake, if you continue to see her, it's going to be bad news. Just listen to me. There's something you need to know about that girl. Stop it! Don't talk about her like that. Okay, so someone got pissed they were talking about their girlfriend and then he committed murder. Phoenix? It wasn't me, I didn't do it. Okay. 5 years earlier, Mia Fey, second trial. Oh my god, are we going to play as Mia Fey? Oh, please tell me. Please tell me we play as Mia. Oh, please. Please tell me. We're playing as Mia! Oh my god! We're playing as Mia! Out of the gate! Out of the gate with the surprises! Wow! Okay, first off, I like how the first thing in the first line of dialogue in this game is a callback to the first game, because the first line of dialogue was gasp, gasp, and then the first line of dialogue here is so that's a nice touch. Also, so I think what happened here, 5 years earlier, right? It said 5 years earlier, second trial. I'm pretty sure this is gonna be the game having us play as Mia in like her first set of trials, right as she was learning to become a lawyer. And that is an ingenious way. Well, first off, I know why they're doing it from a gameplay perspective, right? Because they need a tutorial. They can't do the thing where Phoenix is his first trial. They can't do that, obviously, because you can't have another first trial. They can't do the thing where they give him amnesia again, because that doesn't make the odds of that happen twice is insane. So they need some way for them to get a tutorial level without it being forced. And playing as Mia in her first trial, brilliant. Genius move. That's awesome. I am already through the roof excited for this. Phew, it's finally time. I'm kind of nervous. Who are you gonna be? Oh, Mr. Grossberg, good morning. Mia, please calm yourself down. You're going to get yourself arrested for suspicious behavior, you know. What are you talking about? I am relaxed, Mr. Grossberg. Look at me, I'm relaxed. Let's go with my lapels. You obviously haven't got the temperament to be a lawyer. I'm so sorry, it's just I'm so nervous today. Oh, that's right. This is your first time in the big leagues, isn't it? Well, never you fear, my dear. I'm Marvin Grossberg, I'm at your service. Actually, this is my second time in court. Still, you surprised me. What, with your earnest request last night? Let me handle this case, you suddenly said, and quite forcefully, too. I just found out yesterday about the case, I mean. What? And you've already learned all the relevant facts? Well, about that, you see, of course I have. I think. Oh dear. But in any case, don't let our client see you're so nervous. You see that poor young man in the pink sweater over there? That's our client. Phoenix Wright is Mia's first client. That makes so much sense. That's such a nice touch. Good morning there, everybody. Good morning. Try to keep smiling, Mia. I just want to say, I'll give it all I got. Yep, it'll be fine, no prob. Oh, what's wrong? Do you have a cold or something, Mr. Rye? Actually, it's Wright. Like, the Flying Brothers, people screw it up all the time. And yes, I have a cold. That's what this mask is for. My doc says this way I won't give it to anyone else. Be kind to others, he says. Right, Mr. Wright, you have nothing to fear in court today. If you are truly innocent, I promise I will save you. Please, let go of my shirt. That's right, he's the one on trial, not you. He's the one who should be nervous. You need to stay strong for your client, Mia. My name is Mia Fey. I'm still pretty new at this lawyer thing. The first time I appeared in court was a year ago. But that trial traumatized me so badly I felt I'd never set foot in another courtroom. It's been 1 year since then, and well, here I am again. But this time I'm going to win. Did you not win the last one? I was pretty sure... Hold it, wasn't Mia established to be a legendary defense attorney? Like, as in never lost a case? Legendary? I was almost 100% positive that was something that was established in the first game. Okay. April 11th, 10 o'clock a.m. District Court, Courtroom number 2. Court is now in session for the trial of Phoenix Wright. The defense is ready, Your Honor.
The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. Oh, I hate this guy so much.
The defense today is Miss Mia Fey, was it? Yes, Your Honor. Is there a problem? I was under the impression that Marvin Grossberg was to be the leading defense. Yes, well, you see, Mr. Grossberg had a bit of an emergency. Emergency? What, isn't that him standing right there next to you? Yes, well, you're just a rookie. Are you really sure that you can handle this? Don't let him scare you, Mia. Give him your toughest look. Of course, Your Honor, I think. Well, Mr. Payne, your opening statement, please.
Well. I can't believe a veteran like me has to spend his time babysitting a new defense lawyer. Don't worry, little girl. It will all be over soon.
What was that all about? Was he trying to trash talk me?
Now then, I'd like to proceed with a summary of events on the day in question. The incident occurred on the campus of Ivy University. The murder victim was a student named
Doug Swallow. If you have a name if your last name is Swallow, I'm sorry, you're just destined to fail at life immediately.
He was a 4th-year student studying pharmacology.
It sounds like he was a very bright young man.
Yes, well.
Oh.
Students discovered the scene shortly after the murder. They found the victim's body. And the defendant, who had obviously bungled his getaway, then they called the police.
That certainly makes the defendant look very suspicious indeed. Very well. The court accepts this photo into the record as evidence. Crime photo 1 added to the court record. By the way, I can't quite tell the cause of death in this photo. He was electrocuted. Right, because that's why the little spark is dangling there. It was cut by something. So then he was electrocuted. That's a horrible way to go out.
Your reputation for sagacity is well earned, Your Honor. The truth is that the victim died a rather unusual death.
An unusual death? What do you mean, Mr. Payne?
Well, perhaps the defense would like to take this question.
Huh?
A simple question I thought might loosen you up a bit. I am a genteel man, if you will.
A what? Stand up to him, Mia. Show him what you're made of. Oh, perfect opportunity. What was it? The cause. Go on. Please say you know at least this much. I'm so sorry. I didn't get a chance to read through the whole file. My hamburgers are beginning to work up. I'll see here, the details of this case are filed into the court record. But you knew that already, didn't you? The court record. I think I can see that by pressing the R button. Ooh, can I? All the weapons we need can be found in the court record. Take a good, hard look at the data there, and think carefully before you answer, my dear. Yes, sir, I'll do just that. I've got to stay calm. I can't let that prosecutor get the better of me. Correct. Okay, let's say I just press the R button here. Nope. Okay. Attorney's badge. Cause of death was I was right. Cause of death, fatal electric shock. I was correct. What was the cause of death? Electrocution. Hypothermia. According to the court record, it was a fatal electric shock. In other words, electrocution. Electrocution? How could such a thing happen? Did the murderer use some type of new super powerful stun gun, perhaps?
The answer to that will soon become crystal clear as a drop.
No, I can answer it for you right now. Like, right now, at this very moment, I can tell you how that happened.
But before that, there was one more vital issue.
Well, what's that?
Why, motive, of course. Apparently there was some bad blood between the victim and the defendant.
Bad blood? What do you mean?
Oopsie, I'm terribly sorry. You're the defense attorney, so you must know all about it. I shouldn't be stealing your spell like this.
Okay, let's view the profile, see if we can... See, now I know you can look at profiles. See if we can figure it out. My client, a third-year art student at Ivy University. That's interesting. I would not have thought you would have chosen that degree if you were going to law school. I mean, so I say that as if you have to study criminology or criminal justice to get in for your bachelor's before you go to law school. You don't. You can, to my knowledge, at least, you can get any type of degree for your bachelor's. You just have to get a bachelor's degree, then you can apply to law school. Still, it still strikes me as odd that he was studying art when he wanted to go to law school. Interesting. He currently has a cold. Okay. The victim, he was a fourth-year pharmacology student at Ivy University. Phoenix Wright's girlfriend. Oh, interesting. Dated the victim Doug Swallow until 8 months ago. Furthermore interesting. And then this tool. That's what he's been paying for you. He's one smooth operator, if you catch my drift. They don't call him the rookie killer for nothing, you know. Yeah, because he can only defeat rookies. And but even then he can't do that because he lost to Phoenix miserably, might I add, and he's gonna lose to Mia miserably.
Now then, let's hear from the defense. What was the source of bad blood between the victim and the defendant? And this time, I would like to see some supporting evidence.
Evidence?
Oh, I don't need to get all worked up over this. As I said, all the weapons can be found in the court record. Find the evidence you need, and then shove it into old Greybeard's face.
Yes, sir. Into old Greybeard's face.
Mr. Grossberg, try to set a better example for the young lady. Mayor, evidence isn't the only thing.
Oh! So the game's finally deciding to tell you about profiles now, is it? Well, you know, this would have been real helpful information in the second game. That would have been real helpful. I wouldn't have had to accidentally drop my controller on the ground so that it would do that. I did it again. This time I intentionally dropped the controller, but it unintentionally led to hitting the R button twice, which led to me to the profile page. Hey, you know what? At least they finally got around to putting that in the tutorial. Oh, look at that! Look at that! Oh, it's so neatly explained. If only that were there in the second game, it could have saved us so much hassle.
Now then, let's see what you've got. What was the cause of battle between Phoenix and Wright and the victim?
It was this girl right here. The reason for the bad blood between the two of them was this woman here.
Dahlia Hawthorne, is it?
Very good, Mr. Fey. You seem to have picked up on at least this much. This woman is the girlfriend of the defendant, Phoenix Wright. But up until about 8 months ago, she was with the victim, Mr. Swallow. Clearly, she has some part to play in this story.
Wow, great detective work there, Payne.
Oh, he's done it again. Before the cross-examination starts, he's already got the judge thinking like he wants. Very well, Mr. Payne. Please call your first witness.
If it pleases the court, the prosecution would like to call Mr. Phoenix Wright.
What? The defendant himself? Well, Miss Fey?
It's fine. After all, Mr. Wright is innocent, right? The defense has no objection.
Very well. The court calls Mr. Phoenix Wright to the witness stand.
You know, if you had asked me when I first recorded the first episode of the first game, what's one thing you never in a million years thought you'd be doing in this game? Somewhere on that list would be cross-examining cross-examining Phoenix Wright. Oh, yes, my name is Phoenix Wright. My job is, well, right now I guess I'm a suspect.
No, he means, what did you do before you were arrested?
Oh, I was a university student.
Mr. Wright, you understand that you are suspected in the death of your...
But I didn't do it. I'm innocent, I tell you. I'm telling you I was. Okay, why...
Will the defendant please refrain from passing on his cold to the rest of us?
It seems the witness has something he wants to say.
Well then, Mr. Wright, please tell us about your relation to the victim.
Right away, Your Honor. Okay. Our first witness testimony, our first cross-examination of the game. Let us begin, shall we? I meant it was actually... Wait, let me listen to the music for a little second. I like that. I like the new music. The music in the second game, it grew on me after a little bit, but it didn't immediately entice me like the music from the first game. Like, I heard the music in the first game and I was like, immediately, that's good music right here. And then this again, I didn't listen to the ambient tracks earlier because I was too busy freaking out that we were playing as Mia Fey, freaking awesome. But, listening to this music, definitely good. But I'm not a killer, all I did was find his body. I hardly knew the guy to begin with. I never even talked to that stuck-up British wannabe. Well, first off, we know that's not true because of the opening cutscene. But second off, if you never talk to him, how do you know he's how do you know he's British? Riddle me that, Batman. Or like, I see. So you hardly knew the victim? Right. Like I said, I am not a killer. Phew, looks like the judge understands.
You're being naive, you know.
Huh?
It seems like you've forgotten one small thing, young lady.
And that would be?
This witness still has to undergo something called cross-examination.
Cross-examination?
He's right, and it's the defense's duty to carry out the cross-examination. The purpose is to determine if a witness's testimony contains any contradictions.
Contradictions?
If a witness is lying, their statements will conflict with the court record.
But Mr. Wright is my client.
Even if he is your client, in court, all lies must be struck down. As a lawyer, that is your duty, you see.
What does he mean by that? Is he saying that testimony just now that there was a lie? A contradiction?
Well then, your cross-examination if you please, Miss Fey.
Please, Mr. Wright, tell me you haven't been lying. You wouldn't do that to me, would you? Cross-examination, victim, and I. I'm gonna ask you about the... I can't really present anything on this, because there's no evidence that directly contradicts it. So I'm just gonna press it. Mr. Wright, you stated the following in your testimony. I hardly knew the guy to begin with. That's right, I mean, why would I even... But that doesn't sound right. If you hardly knew him, then why would you say that the victim was a stuck-up British wannabe? Achoo. Well, Mr. Wright? No, it wasn't me. I'm not a killer, I swear.
Mr. Wright, I will give you an opportunity to revise your testimony. How is it that you knew the victim was, as you put it, a British wannabe?
Yes, well... He was always walking around with a huge Union Jack on the back of his shirt. Is that true? No, there's nothing on the back of his... There's nothing on the back of the shirt. No. Objection, Your Honor.
Objection!
Are you certain you saw the Union Jack?
Yeah, I'm sure. It was right there on his back. No, but like, it actually just wasn't, though.
It actually just wasn't, though.
Miss Fey, is there some point of line to this question? Is there some point to this line of questioning?
Your Honor, please take another look at the crime scene photo. As you can see, there's absolutely nothing on this victim's back. Hey, wait a minute, he's wearing a leather jacket. Oh, that's why there's nothing there. The Union Jack was on the back of the t-shirt he was wearing. I was under the impression that you accidentally came across the body. But if that was really the case, then you wouldn't know that, would you? You'd have no idea at all what he was wearing underneath that jacket. Mr. Wright, you've been lying to me. Please forgive me.
Mia, you've made our client cry. Let him.
Let him. That P on his chest doesn't stand for Phoenix anyway. I can't believe I trusted him. Mr. Wright was all wrong.
That was an impressive bit of crossing.
Oh, shut up.
Thank you for your uncovering the defendant's lies for me.
Just shut up. Nobody likes you. Nobody. Not a single person on this planet likes you in the slightest degree. I actually despise this human being.
It's quite clear that this man did not simply stumble upon the scene of the crime.
Uh-oh, did I go too far?
By the way, Mr. Wright, you seem to have a rather bad cold. Have you taken any medicine for it?
Yeah, I took some, but...
Was the medicine that you took an over-the-counter brand called Cold Killer X?
Yeah, that's right. Kills colds good. Hey, wait a second. How did you know I'm a big fan of Cold Killer X?
Would you happen to have the medicine with you right now?
Well, actually, I seem to have lost it somewhere. He lost it? Does this even have anything to do with the case? If the game is drawing this much attention to it, then it almost certainly does.
Mr. Wright, shall I tell you where your cold medicine is right now?
Huh?
Your Honor, I'd like you to take a look at another photo from the crime scene.
Well, what's this? In the victim's hand, it's Cold Killer X.
Wait. Yes, but even I've got a bottle of Cold Killer X in my apartment.
I'm sorry, but I'm afraid that argument won't work. There's no doubt as to who this bottle of Cold Killer X belongs to, especially since Mr. Wright's fingerprints are all over it.
Okay, so... What, you're are you insinuating that because they're in his hand, that Doug Swallow died by swallowing the painkillers? Is that what we're getting at here? Well, if that's the case, then you're just wrong, because he was electrocuted.
Setting his murder's nemesis almost depicted the bottle of medicine, dropped by Mr. Wright and hidden in his hand. If there wasn't doing so, it can only have been to identify his killer as Phoenix Wright.
What? So, let me get this straight. Your claim is that Doug Swallow sensed that Phoenix Wright was going to electrocute him. So rather than, I don't know, running the hell away, because he can't electrocute you if you just stand, if you stand directly under the thing, then yeah, you're gonna get electrocuted. But if you just run the hell away, he can't catch you. Rather than doing that, he picked up the medicine bottle. Wait. This makes even less sense the more I think about it. So, you mean to tell me he dropped the medicine bottle just before... Wait a minute. This makes so much... Like, the more I think about it, the more my brain breaks. So, let's start at the very beginning. So, he has the cold medicine in his jacket or whatever. Okay, fine. Let's say he just had it in his coat pocket because he's a cold and he wants to take it on the go. Fine, whatever. Let's assume that's true. You mean to tell me that in order to electrocute the victim, this would require him to take the medicine out of his jacket? Why? This would require him to drop the cold medicine on the ground? Why? And then this alone would... Let's assume that for whatever reason, Doug Swallow had valid reason to believe he was about to be murdered via electrocution. Rather than just running the hell away, like I said, he instead chose to pick up the cold medicine, hold it in his hand, and just f***ing stand there, waiting for his death. Is that what we're going with here? Because, I'm sorry, that just makes no sense at all. That's gotta be the silliest... See, that's the thing, like, Edgeworth, Franziska von Karma, even Manfred von Karma, all of them gave really, really strong counter-arguments to everything I said. You, on the other hand, are just a grade A dipshit. You have no idea what you're talking about. But this is still fun. I'm having a lot of fun.
Your Honor, I'd like to present this photo as bottle as evidence.
Very well. The court will accept them into the record. Crime photo 2. The victim's watch stopped at the time of death. Okay. Found clutched in the victim's hand covered in Wright's fingerprints. Yeah, of course it'd be covered in Wright's fingerprint because it was his bottle. Who cares?
Also, the victim's wristwatch is broken.
Broken?
Yes, you can see it's functioning when a large wave of electricity passed through it. Well, Mr. Wright, do you have some kind of explanation for all of this?
This is really bad. Is it?
Oh, my buttocks, my poor hemorrhoids.
Witness testimony what really happened. Okay. The truth is, I went because he called me. He was in the pharmacology department, so we agreed to meet at 2:45 behind that building. When was the time of death again? Okay, that's close enough. That's fine. I'm still gonna probably ask more about that, though. We talked for a bit, and then around 3 o'clock we split up. Then later when I went back, I found him lying there. Okay. I've been taking Colic X for the last 2 or 3 days, but I lost a bottle of it around lunchtime on the day of the accident. Okay. Why did you... Okay, first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna ask more about the time. We need to get the time down definitively. And then I need to figure out what happened with the... If Payne is dead set on this medicine thing, then we need to squanch that immediately.
Mr. Wright, that's completely different from the testimony you gave previously.
Achoo. I'm sorry, Your Honor. I was afraid you wouldn't believe the truth.
You'll forgive me if I say I find your current testimony any more credible.
Miss Fey, please begin your cross-examination.
Oh, please, Mr. Wright, don't tell me any more... Don't tell any more lies. Okay. Let's do this. First things first. Was it Mr. Swallow who indicated you should meet at 2:45? Yeah, and we were both there right on time.
You said the victim was in the pharmacology department, correct?
Yeah, he was studying how to manufacture and improve pharmaceuticals. Everyone called him the alchemist of IVU.
An alchemist, I see.
I gotta admit, it was a little suspicious. He had a whole laboratory and everything. It was filled with chemicals and strange machines that run on high-voltage electricity.
Oh, how fascinating. Sounds like he was quite an ambitious young man.
Okay, so you mean to tell me that the guy who had a bunch of high-voltage machines died by an electric shock? Okay. What do I do? Maybe I should have some more details. Now, okay, so I was originally gonna ask more about the timing of the meeting, but now I'm thinking more that I should ask about the high voltage machines, because that seems like a really big coincidence. I was wondering if you could tell us a bit more about the pharmacology department. Well, okay, sure. I don't know all that much, though. A little bit earlier in testimony, you said something interesting. You said the department uses strange machines that run on high voltage electricity. That's right, and they sure look dangerous. They use non-standard voltage, so there are high voltage cables everywhere. High voltage cables? Yeah, there were electrical poles set up all around the building. The high voltage cables run overhead around the roof. Finally, I think we're getting somewhere. Okay. Didn't help as much as I thought it was going to. Let's find out more about when you lost your bottle. On the day of the incident, what did you do for lunch? Huh? What does that have to do with anything? What?
You can never be too sure. I always eat with Dolly, just the two of us. Okay. I'm calling it right now. Calling it right now. Dolly, which is obviously a nickname for Dahlia, since there's nobody else in this case who could possibly be. She's the real murderer. She took the cold medicine and set all this up to frame Mr. Wright. I just called him Mr. Wright, to frame Phoenix. Why did he do that? Or why did she do that? I don't know. We'll figure that out. See, that's the thing. I mentioned this previously. I'll say it again. The game makes it pretty, with the exception of the last case of the second game, which was brilliant. The game never makes it super hard to figure out who did it. Like, it never really tries to hide that for the most part. But that's not where the challenge of the game lies. The challenge of the game lies in pinpointing exactly how they did it, why they did it, and the backstory of it all. That's the most interesting part. It's the putting clues together to figure it out how. So even though I'm almost 100% positive that she's the real murderer and she did all this to frame Phoenix, what I'm interested to find out is why and how, and those are the most interesting parts of the game. Anyway, Dolly's homemade lunches are just the greatest. Her mini omelets are magically delicious. Yo, why did you just punch me in the jaw? Oh, I'm sorry, I just felt like hurting someone else. I think that's enough for now. So the defendant and the victim met at approximately this time of his death, and then the defendant returned to the scene for some unknown reason.
I'm not entirely convinced by his explanation about the medicine bottle either.
Let me be frank here, Mr. Wright. Your testimony cannot be trusted. Well, what do you mean?
I knew it was too much work for a little girl.
Oh, you can shut your trap right now, buddy. However, there is one mystery that still remains.
There is, Your Honor.
How the murder was carried out, of course. Just how was the victim electrocuted? I don't believe the murder weapon has been produced yet, correct? Are you all this dense? You're not all this dense, right? There's a wire dangling above him. You're not this tense. You're not this dense. Come on. You have more brain cells than this.
Well, you're correct, Your Honor.
What? None of you figured this out? What? Someone established it. I did that within the first 3 seconds I saw the photo. Established murder method. Your Honor. Yes, Miss Fey? I believe that if we were to piece everything together we've heard up until now, we should be able to solve the mystery of how Mr. Swallow died. Ooh, that would be most impressive.
Quite the fresh statement coming from a rookie. But even a beginner like you must understand the basic rules of the court, yes? And attorney must be able to substantiate their arguments with evidence.
Of course I know that. Actually, I totally forgot about that. No, Miss Fey, let me see what you got. Show me how you believe the victim was electrocuted. It's in this photo. As for the cause of death, I'd say this picture captures it quite well. Whoa, what? But there was nothing that even remotely resembles a murder weapon here. You're not this dense. You're just not. I'm afraid the defense is going to have to explain this in a bit more detail. Miss Fey, where exactly? It's the literal spark right here. Well, naturally, it's right here. What is that? A severed electrical cable, I believe, Your Honor. Remember the testimony we've heard. The machines the pharmacology students use in their experiment require high voltage, and because of that, there are special high voltage cables strung up everywhere. So then, the high voltage cable? Yes, the high voltage cable is the cause of death. That is the most likely explanation. That certainly sounds plausible. Well, Mr. Payne, what do you have to say about this?
Well, I believe some praise is in order.
Don't toy with me, old man.
Now, the victim's cause of death may indeed have been a high voltage cable. However, I want you to think about what that really implies. The only one who had the opportunity to use the cable as a murder weapon was the defendant.
Achoo. That much is certainly true.
Yes, and that's not all we have proof. Irrefutable proof that will establish that Mr. Wright was the murderer.
You do? Well, what is it?
His fingerprints.
Fingerprints? You mean the defendant's fingerprints are on something besides the medicine bottle?
Let's take another look at the crime scene photo. As you can see, the victim is wearing a leather jacket. And as you may know, leather holds fingerprints quite well.
Ah, you mean...
Yes, it was quite clearly imprinted on the chest area of the victim's jacket. The palm print of the defendant's very own hand.
Whoa, what?
I can only think of one way Mr. Wright could have left a print like that. Intent on murder is clearly pushed the victim towards a severed electrical cable.
Okay, hold on. That makes even less sense than before. So now you're telling me that Phoenix Wright somehow gave off an indication that he was gonna murder, Doug Swallow. He then dropped his medicine. I don't know why he would have done that. Okay, you know what? Let's assume he was holding it in his hand because he'd just taken medicine and he was getting ready to put it away, and then he saw Doug Swallow and he's like, all right, let's murder him now. So
He drops it to push him towards the already severed electrical cable. Apparently it was already severed, which is wildly convenient. He pushes him towards the cable, and in between the time when he dropped it and when he was pushed, he grabbed it off the ground. You can't be serious. That makes no sense. That makes no sense at all. It sounds like I'm getting mad at the game. Like, I feel like I'm using the same tone of voice I used at the end of the Turnabout Big Top case, where like nothing made any sense at all. But nothing made sense because nothing made sense in the sense by which I mean the game wasn't making sense. Like the actual plot and the resolution of the case made zero sense with the biggest contrivances ever. Here I'm just complaining about Mr. Payne's pathetic attempt at prosecuting Phoenix Wright because he's doing a terrible job of it. Because nothing he's saying has any cogency whatsoever. Order. That's enough. I think we can conclude that there is no reason to continue with this cross-examination. Stick a fork in us. We're done. Mr. Grossberg, my hemorrhoids never lie. The show is over. Mia, I knew that boy was guilty the first time I saw him. No, you're wrong. Mr. Wright is innocent. No further evidence is required to convince me of this man's guilt. Your Honor. At this time, I am prepared to render a verdict in this case. Do you have something to further to add, Miss Fey? Is this what you want, Mr. Wright? You still haven't told us the truth. The whole truth. If you don't say something now, the judge is going to hand down his verdict. But I can't. I just can't say it. If I told you what really happened, then I'd be... It's okay, Mr. Wright. I'm your attorney. You can trust me. Miss Fey, no matter what it is you have to say, I believe in you and I will represent you to the very end.
We already established the defense.
Oh, shut up! Nobody likes you! Nobody likes you!
There's no for me for him to say anything.
Wait a minute. Mr. Wright, I'll tell you what really happened. Oh my god, enough! Stop waving your hair up and down. Nobody cares.
But I already told you, Mr. Wright, there's no need for further.
I did it. I admit it, I pushed him. It's my fault. So now we know he's British. That girl, you shouldn't see her anymore. Ta-ta. Hey, it's none of your business. I'm telling you for your sake. You're lying. Just listen to me. There's something you need to know about that girl. Stop it. Don't talk about her like that. What? What you just said, was that the truth? Yes, I was afraid that if I told the truth, everyone would think I was the murderer for sure. Well, as things currently stand, we are all absolutely convinced that you are. Please give me one more chance to explain. This time I swear I'll tell the whole truth. It'll be okay, won't it, Miss Fey? I believe in you. Oh, thank you. I still can't believe it. He really did push the victim. Yeah, but he didn't necessarily murder him. I feel like my hemorrhoids are doing the Harlem Shake. Okay. That's admittedly a little bad, but it still doesn't change the... So he's confirmed to have pushed the victim. That's fine. So, if we assume that that's true, that still does not explain the freaking medicine bottle thing. So, that guy, he was talking bad about Dolly. I lost my temper and gave him a shove. At that moment, I heard some kind of loud noise. Loud noise? What, you gonna tell me more about what kind of loud noise it was? A little while out- Nope, you're not gonna tell me- Okay, well, we're definitely pressing that statement then. A little while after I left, I started to get worried, so I went back, but he was just lying there dead.
Well, the explanation is really quite simple. When you pushed him, Mr. Swallow flew back and touched the electrical cable. He died from the shock, and that, as they say, is that.
A simple explanation indeed.
At the time of the incident, a light rain had been falling. What from the rain, the victim was more easily electrocuted.
But when I pushed him, there weren't any electrical cables nearby. See, exactly! If there had been something like that, even I would have noticed. That's true, even doofus like him couldn't miss that.
Mr. Fey, let me warn you right now that if your cross-examination doesn't yield any new facts, I intend to deliver my verdict without further delay. Are we clear on that?
Yes, Your Honor. Don't give up, Mia. If he is innocent, there must be some kind of evidence somewhere that will prove it.
Well, I get a feeling the key to this is going to be the noise that he heard. Because that's probably going to be pretty telling. So what noise did you hear? A loud noise? And what would you say that loud noise was, Mr. Wright? I'm not sure, but it was really loud. It was like, snap. Snap. Okay. Snap does not equivalent to, the electrocution noises. So what in this photo could have snapped? Aha! Gotcha now! Alright. Now, alright, you want some proof that Mr. Phoenix Wright has been set up? I'll give you proof. The snap he heard. Remember in the opening cutscene, he was shown holding an umbrella, right? Well, gets pushed, umbrella falls behind him, he lands on the umbrella snaps as is shown in this picture, and then maybe that knocked him out. Probably didn't kill him, but knocked him out. So then, but okay, so then you would think the umbrella would be still under here. No, because here's what I guarantee you happened. In the break between when the meeting was over and when Phoenix found the body, Dahlia picked up the body, moved it underneath the dangling wire, probably cut the wire, shocks him, lets him fall. That's what happened. Garen, goddamn to you, that is exactly what happened.
Clearly, Your Honor,
No! That's not... That is not the sound you hear when you get electrocuted, you dingus. You're not qualified to decide that. What should I do? I'm trying to get some details. Ask for more details. Mr. Wright, that loud noise you heard may be extremely important, so try to remember what it was. How do I put it? It's like, yep, a sharp crack. Aha! Could it have been? Yes, could it have been? Hurry up and tell us. When I pushed him, he dropped the umbrella he was holding. I was right. Yup. Here we go. He fell right on top of it, and it broke. That was probably the noise I heard. An umbrella, huh? And did that umbrella belong to the victim? Yeah, it was a plastic umbrella, cheap and frail, kind of like the owner. Then again, I wish I had any kind of umbrella. I was totally soaked to the bone. Miss Fey, what do you think? Is there something important in that testimony just now? Well, of course it's important. This is it, Mia. This is new information you've been waiting for. Of course it's important. No, this cheap umbrella is more than important. It's vital. I want to officially have it entered into the testimony.
How perfectly fitting. Flimsy information for a flimsy lawyer.
Shut up! Nobody likes you! The court agrees to the defense's request. Witness, please add the bit about the cheap umbrella to your testimony. After I shoved him, he fell down on top of some cheap umbrella. Okay. Objection, Your Honor. Why didn't you testify about the umbrella from the very beginning? Come on, if I had mentioned that, I would have been able to counter the prosecution's arguments earlier.
What do you mean by that?
Take another look at the crime scene photo. According to Mr. Wright, the victim fell on top of his umbrella. However, if you look closely, the umbrella is nowhere near the victim. Actually, it's by the electrical pole. You're absolutely right. The conclusion here is obvious. After the defendant left, the victim moved from where he fell. In other words, after he was pushed by the defendant, Mr. Swallow was still alive. Order! 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 The victim, he moved? Mr. Payne, the umbrella in this photo, where is it now?
Well, it was collected by the police at the crime scene.
I want it presented as evidence immediately. Okay.
But the umbrella could have simply been blown there by the wind.
According to the testimony, the victim fell on top of the umbrella. There's simply no way it could have been blown there by the wind. I know the matter of the umbrella seems relatively trivial, but as long as the smallest doubt remains, I cannot render final judgment.
No!
I must say, I still find it hard to believe that a huge hole has been blown in the prosecution's case by the defendant's testimony. The victim fell on top of the umbrella. There was a loud sound when this happened. Well done, Mia. Mr. Payne, what are you chuckling about?
Pardon me, Your Honor. It seems I was expecting too much of a free ride. It was foolish to think I could establish guilty cross-examination alone.
I'm afraid I don't follow what you're saying. Let me guess. You have another witness. Ooh, I think I know who it's gonna be. Is it gonna be Dahlia? It's probably gonna be Dahlia. Dahlia.
Exactly, this witness's testimony is incontrovertible.
Well, who is this witness?
Miss Dahlia Hawthorne.
Dahlia Hawthorne? You don't mean Dolly?
I do, Your Honor. The defendant's very own lover is a witness to the whole thing. That's right. She was at the scene of the crime when the murder took place.
What?
I'm sorry to break the bad news to you, my dear.
Bad news? You couldn't be more wrong. Actually, I've been waiting for this.
You can't be serious.
Mia, what do you mean by that? I think this is a good point for us to stop at. Court will now enter a 20-minute recess. Afterwards, we will listen to the testimony of Miss Dahlia Hawthorne.
Alright. That was a really strong first trial.
April 11th, 11:52 a.m.
Miss Fey, I'm sorry about what happened back there. It's alright. At least you told us the truth in the end, Mr. Wright. Yeah. So I guess I can start to relax then, huh?
Relax, my boy. Can't be serious after hiding such important facts.
But the next witness is my Dolly, right? She'll save me, I just know she will. Why do you think that? Huh? What do you mean? She's the love of my life, that's right. This love of your life, huh? Would you mind telling me more about you and Miss Dahlia Hawthorne? Sure, no problem. Dolly and I, we first met about 8 months ago right here in this very courthouse. Actually, I'm studying to be a lawyer on the side, actually. Okay, so there's the... there's the explanation we were getting, but, I mean, that's generally something you do in law school. One day, she and I just bumped into each other in the reading room downstairs, so I really think it was fate that brought us together. As soon as I first set eyes on her, I knew she was the one for me. Oh, here, take a look at this. She gave this to me the day we met as a symbol of our love. She had been wearing it around her neck that day, but then she took it off, but before she gave it to me, she said, I want you to carry this.
So she gave it to you as a present, I see.
This darling little bottle is filled with memories of my darling little Dolly. It's only as a little bottle, alright? It makes me so happy, I show it to everyone I meet. I want to share my happiness with the whole world. A small bottle necklace given right on the day they met, he shows it to everyone. Anyway, so after that, you and Miss Hawthorne started dating? Yeah, but she's so shy. Every time I see her, she always says the same thing to me. Please give it back now.
What a strange girl, asking for a present back like that.
By the way, Mr. Wright, the day you first met Dahlia Hawthorne 8 months ago, it wouldn't happen to have been on August 27th, would it? Huh? Yeah, it was. But how did you... This happened on August 27th, right here in this courthouse. What's this, a newspaper clipping? Let's see, murder in the court... Murder?
What are you reading there? Let me see that. Oh, I see. Mia, I think I understand what you're trying to say. And I think I understand why you suddenly took such keen interest in this case. You believe there's some connection between these two cases, am I right?
An article from August 28th, almost 8 months ago. I hope you don't mind, Mr. Gross. Okay, can I... Hold on, wait. Can I read that? Because this probably... Okay. Very little information is being disclosed at this time since the victim of yesterday's incident in the district courthouse cafeteria is said to have been a lawyer. However, police are questioning the 19-year-old female college student who was sitting with the victim. Okay, obviously the 19-year-old female college student is Dahlia Hawthorne. So, the insinuation here is that she killed somebody, and now she's back for more. Makes sense? I need to finish this myself.
Oh, yes, but I'm afraid what you have will not be enough, dear. I'll go have a look in the downstairs reading room and see what else I can find.
Thank you.
I want to do whatever I can to be of help to you, Mia. Well, looks like recess is about over. We gotta all get moving.
I guess so. That race just seemed longer than 20 minutes, though. Alright. That's a oh, wait, music? Let's hear the new music. I'm assuming there's new music. Alright. Alright. Good. So far, all the new music has been great, so... This game's shaping up to be really great. And it's just the first... So, first off, already, this case, leagues better than the tutorial case from Justice for All. Hopefully that keeps stuff. Playing as Mia, awesome. I'm excited to see where this goes, so... thanks for watching. Stay tuned for next time. I hope to catch you all tomorrow for some more Phoenix Wright Attorney Trials and Tribulations. Goodbye.